Welcome to another edition of Soul on Soul with Finesse. You already know how the soul do. I am Finesse, and we're keeping your soul connected with our favorite indie artist guest. And today, making a second appearance on the show because we were talking about this before the show started. She had to be held accountable because the last time she was on here, she came with one song, and I told her, "Don't come on no more without a project." And she finally has a
Oh my
completed
goodness.
project. I like to, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Soul on Soul with Finesse, Miss Mahogany. How are you doing today?
I am wonderful. And thank you so much for having me again. Doing
so,
great.
so let's go back to the beginning. Explain to everybody what we were talking about when you last were on the show.
So, the last time I was on the show, I think we were talking about, was it 1619?
Yes, it was.
Yes. So we had, I released 1619. It was Juneteenth of last year. And I had told Finesse, this project, like that full album has been like a 4-year process.
Hmm.
And so I went on social media and I did a post with songs from the album. And I'm like, Vanessa, I'm tagging you in so that you can hold me accountable to get this thing done.
Hmm.
And so I have just released the new album. It's called Textures of a Southern Soul, and
Hmm.
a full project, 12 songs, and volume one. So there will be a volume two because there were more songs. We just couldn't put them all on this one. Yeah.
Now there's something because I always go to your stories when you share your, whether it's your Insta stories or your Facebook stories. And before I do that, because we're talking about stories, share with everyone your social media and your website so that they can begin following you and seeing the same things that I see.
Absolutely. So it's Mahogany, Mahoganee, and that's Amiger on Instagram, Facebook, and then Twitter is just Mahogany with two E's. And my website is mahogany.com.
All right. Now, one of the things when you're putting together music or a show like we're putting together, life happens and things happen. One of the things I didn't know, and you didn't know about me as well, especially when you're looking to put this project out, um, your husband had a stroke around the same time that I did. I had mine in 2015. Um, and
Oh,
so I know
wow.
now I know you took time off to really deal with that. How did that help mold you as an artist and as a wife and putting the album together in the midst of trying to make sure you take care of your husband as well?
Right. Um, and so this was his third stroke,
Wow.
right? And it was actually we had done one song like right before that, and we were in the middle of working on some more of the album. And he was the one that had the full-time job outside of the house,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the one working from home. And so that last stroke, it shifted everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I became a caretaker again, with him, a brand new stroke that had different dynamics,
Mm-hmm.
because this one was, he had already had the first two strokes where his left side was semi paralyzed and the left arm never really went back to full capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And so this time it was that, and then it was mental,
Mm-hmm.
for him as well. And so we dealt with a lot of rebuilding, our mind and body. And it took us on a spiritual journey, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
as well. And so the music that came after that is really what is the majority of the album is. And
Wow.
so his mind took a different turn. He um is a synesthete, after this third stroke, right? Meaning he hears music and sees colors, within the music. And just things look different to him. You know what I'm saying? And people, the energy, took on a different feel of people. There was a lot more sensitivity in his senses. And so that came out in the music. And because our relationship, we're so connected, when I hear the music, then of course my lyrics come. And so after experiencing all of that together, now we're dealing with music on a different level. And so therefore I'm dealing with lyrics on a different level. And so that was the difference in this last album. After going through that part of our journey.
And that's truly amazing. I had hypertension. It sounds like your husband had hypertension.
Yes.
I was paralyzed on the left side, and I'm left-handed as well.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed.
Was it extreme hypertension?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because I was on the floor of my apartment for 3 days. No one knew I was there. And what was said was your brain cuts off in two. They didn't know how I survived. So, but exactly. Now, yeah. And then as you recover, and if you're serious about rehab, and I know your husband was, because he has you there as well, I did notice a difference in my mind. Because you overcompensate. So my mind is a lot sharper now. And just the ideas and the thought process is better. So I'm so glad your husband is doing well. I'm so glad you were there for him, because that's and maybe at some time we're talking about doing something for Stroke Month, which is in April. So he's someone I can call on to come be a part of that when we decide to do it. We'll see what happens in start of 2022. But that's absolutely great. So
and before you go any further, we're thankful that you're still here. So now let me make sure I understood you right. Yes. Are you saying that you were for 3 days just there by yourself?
Yes.
Before
anybody came? Yes.
Oh wow. Yeah. Because normally there's an hour window.
48.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that is a miracle. That is absolutely a miracle. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and anybody, stroke survivor stories are amazing because normally in there is a miracle because you're not so heart attacks. You are more to have a survivor than you are strokes. So, but that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And, so I'm so glad because you guys are such an example of Black love. For you folks that follow her on our social media, you will see it. And I know you guys care about the community and the arts. Hopefully we'll get through more of that today. But I'm glad you brought it up in the process of your album because that became part of the blueprint for your album.
Yeah.
And you said they changed your lyrics and the music changed. How so? Did it make it more soulful or more relevant, more important? How did it change?
To me, I think it was more relevant and impactful. And not that I didn't always really try to make music that was of substance, but this time around, and I think because we did a lot of things as therapy. When we started our summer camp, this was right after he had the stroke, and so that movement and being physical and working with the kids was part of the therapy. And creating the music every day was a part of his therapy. We got back out into the community, and all of it was a part of the mental and health therapy part of it. And so the music, then became about farming and, Black land and, helping people secure their land, and keep their land because of taxes. And it was like everything that was going on in the world, I put into this album. People that we met like out in the community while we were doing all of this stuff, the Black farmers. And, we live right on the water here in such a historic part of the world on St. Helena Island. And because I was so knee deep in it, that was all that would come out of me. And so, yeah, I think it will be, it's more personal, definitely, more relevant as to what is happening now. And, we always say our current project is the most specialist thing we've ever done, right? So it's that child that I've just given birth to.
Okay.
So it's definitely the most personal as of right now.
All right. Now we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to dig more into your album and the Black farmers and how personal this project got for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys listening out there, don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Soul on Soul with Phinesse, my special guest, Mahoganee. We're keeping y'all soul connected. We'll be right back.
Is there a place where I can go in this world, where I can feel safe just being a Black girl? Is there a portal that I can go through? Where is the magic that can save you? I just wanna snap, oh, snap, snap my fingers and be in another world. I just wanna snap, oh, snap, snap my fingers and be in another world. There's a certain amount of pain makes me wanna go outside and be cleansed in the rain. Everywhere I go, everything I do is never enough. It's never enough. Oh, I just wanna snap. Oh, snap, snap my fingers and be in another world. I just wanna snap, oh, snap, snap my fingers and be in another world. Nobody, no, wants to talk about the pain. But it's gotta come to the surface. For the healing, for the healing, yeah. 'cause once you say it out loud, it's real. And you gain your power, it's real. I just wanna snap, oh, snap, snap my fingers and be in another world. I just wanna snap, oh, snap, snap my fingers and be in another world. Today, my story begins again on the edge of the waters of St. Helena Island. This version of me may be new to you. As of yesterday, ooh, she's new to me too. I just wanna snap, oh, snap, snap my fingers and be in another world. I just wanna snap, oh, snap, snap my fingers and be in another world. Ooh. There is a place where I can go in this world, where I can go in this world, where I can feel safe. Ooh. Just being a black girl, just being a black girl. Oh, there is a portal that I can go through, because I am the magic, I am the magic that will save you. I just wanna snap, oh, snap my fingers and be in another world. I just wanna, oh, snap, snap my fingers and be in another world.
Welcome back, Soul on Soul with Phinesse. My special guest, Mahoganee, keeping your soul connected. Now, Mahoganee, you mentioned where you are in St. Helena Island, and I believe that's in South Carolina for the folks who don't know where that is. You mentioned something that a lot of people don't know, that we do have black farmers, and we know that the Biden administration and previous administrations kept saying they were going to make money or get money to black farmers because they've been so prejudiced against their funding for money. But talk about the black farming life in your area and how that influenced the music or particular songs on your project.
And because we know these people like personally, they are our friends and we see them, so often in the community. And we started to volunteer because during the pandemic, they got some grants. And so they were able to feed the community. I know one particular, Bill and Sarah Green. And Bill Green is actually in High on the Hog. If you've seen it on Netflix. He is in, I can't remember which episode, but Chef Bill Green is on that episode. And so he and his wife are, they are held in high esteem in our community. They are so loved. And they have a restaurant called the Gullah Grub Restaurant. And so last year going into this year, they were able to feed the community like every Thursday. And so we started to, donate our time to be there. And I would take pictures and do videos and, work with their social media. But these are the kind of people that are here. They're always growing, to feed us physically. And then because they are our elders, they're feeding us mentally. And if you get a chance to say hi on the Hog, and I want to say it's episode 3 with Chef Bill Green.
I think it's 3 or 4. 3 or 4.
I think it's 3. And Chef BJ is also there. They're sitting on the porch talking together in that episode. But Chef Bill Green and his wife Sarah are, and they're not the only Black farmers here. I'm just really close to them, so that's why I'm talking about them. But this island is full of Black farmers, and we have our farmers market every Saturday. And you brought up the government, and I knew something was supposed to happen like a few months ago, right? Some bill was being passed,
right?
And I think that the white farmers are suing.
They are.
Right? Because the Black farmers are trying to get some retribution from,
right. After they ain't got all the money for years, they mad Black farmers are going to get money now.
Yeah. But it's interesting, and they are becoming more and more important because of COVID. The grocery store shelves are not as packed anymore. So we're being forced to go to our local farmers markets and give food to each other. So we're getting back to really where we came from, as far as I'm concerned. And they are, to me, they're like the first responders. They're that because they feed us. They are that important. And so, of course, that seeped into the album in, lyrics and it's definitely in there.
When you, so I love farmers markets. I don't see enough Black folks where I am going to farmers markets. So it's a different experience from where you are, because you probably see a ton of Black folks going to the farmers market, supporting the Black farmers and eating healthy. For those folks who are listening who don't give farmers market chances, what advice would you give them as to our connection with food, just like we have a connection with music?
Well, and I'm gonna come directly from the hip because of our journey. When my husband had this last stroke, he had to become vegan.
Wow.
And we called it vegan right in the beginning. And I was vegetarian because I can eat fish. He can't, and his body doesn't like it. And so really now it's just a plant-based diet. There are a lot of names out there, but we had to do a plant-based diet to save his life, right? And to enhance my life, because having to take care of him, I have to take care of me. And so your local farmers market is where you can, that's the quickest, and it's probably the healthiest food that you can get. And then you're giving back to your direct community. I don't remember how many times a dollar goes around, in the Black community, but that is one way of buying Black and also, supporting your own health in the process. So
when at the farmers market, you have the album project you're putting together, did you get a chance to let or perform at any of the markets just to test the music out? Have you
not.
used the farmers market? You haven't. I'm giving you something to do.
But we did talk to the Greens
Okay.
about doing something. It's just that it hasn't happened yet. But we've definitely talked to them about that. So yeah, it's in the works.
All right. See, we're in the works. Mahoganee gonna put it together. We're gonna find out about it. I wanna ask you this because you're in the visual arts and the arts as well in the community, working with the community, both young and old. The process of you putting together the project, how much of that influence of working in the community did that have on you and putting your project together?
Oh man. So one of the things, so the South Carolina Arts Commission is, I think every state might have its own version of, an arts commission, and where they give you grants to, help you with your project. And this particular project, they've been there from the very beginning. And there's such a community-based organization, right? And because we're in the rural parts of the South, that's something that the South Carolina Arts Commission is really wanting to put more of their efforts and more of their money into. So I have the South Carolina Arts Commission, I have my community, and, that's helping me. And I feel like that's why, or some major components, why this project was so personal and why the impact will, I think, really resonate moving forward. I think this is an album that I'm really going to grow into. And I want to be able to go and talk about the music and the songs and the lyrics and the content. And so I feel like it has an educational component to it, to give back to the community when we go into the schools. And so it's much bigger than, just creating music and putting something out there. I put a lot of thought into, if I go into the classroom, how can I talk about this? So, and that's the community, local, and you and I are virtually, and so I'm hoping to really be able to take this to our local community and outside of our local community.
All right. As a matter of fact, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we're going to let you talk about your project, talk about some of the songs, all your favorite, some things we should look for. We'll give you a chance to get all into it here on Soul on Soul with Phinesse, special guest Mahoganee, keeping you so connected. We'll be right back.
Where the pecan trees grow, the palmetto sways to and fro, where the moss is hanging low, memories of rice and indigo, Casa de Rio, on the islands of South Carolina, on the islands of South Carolina. Oh, the center of my pen led me to St. Helena Island, from Santee Lakes to Summerton nights, Charleston days, Port Royal skylines, dirt roads line reputable trees. Mama's cooking brings back sweet memories where the pecan trees grow. The palmetto sways to and fro, where the moss is hanging low. Memories of rice and indigo. Casa de Rio, all the islands of South Carolina, all the islands of South Carolina. Late nights on the front porch having fun, Daddy cooking on the grill, running around with my favorite cousin. Dear old SOS, how I love you so. You gave me the wings to go out and soar. Ooh, ooh. Where the pecan trees grow, the palmetto sways to and fro, where the moss is hanging low. Memories of rice and indigo. Casa de Rio, on the islands of South Carolina, on the islands of South Carolina. Where the pecan trees grow, the palmetto sways to and fro, where the moss is hanging low. Memories of rice and indigo. Casa de Rio, on the islands of South Carolina.
I got thrown off there, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with Soul Connected with Mahoganee. I got caught. You guys can hear some of these back conversations during the break. You guys be like, "What in the world?" But and it's nice because now I know now we saying Soul Connected. Now you see why, Mahoganee. Now you see why. So let's get into the project, and please tell us the name of the project, and then tell us about some of the songs, the music. Just get into what you want folks to know about this project.
So the album is called Textures of a Southern Soul, right?
I like that.
That's the cover.
Mm-hmm.
That's the cover art for the album. And Textures of a Southern Soul. There's 12 songs. And wow, where should I start? So I'm going to look at my list right here. So let's see. Some of my favorite songs. I have a song called Indigo Bluesology. And this song was inspired by Gil Scott-Heron. Bluesology.
Yeah.
And it's definitely got a jazz vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
And a few months ago, I had the amazing opportunity to see an indigo artist from Baltimore. She came down here to the island and was displaying some of her dolls and some of her indigo work. And what she was saying, just like really, I had already written the song, but after meeting her and seeing her art, I had to go back and rewrite some stuff because she really inspired me. And so some of that song, Indigo Bluesology, I think her name is Kabibi. I can't think of her last name, but she's from Baltimore.
She was nominated for a Baltimore award as well, just like we were. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so I had an opportunity to meet her, and she inspired some of this song, along with Gil Scott. And Ariane King Comer is another indigo artist that lives down here in the South. And I was also inspired by her work. And that song is a if you were to see me live, it was recorded like that, like me singing live. And so I was really, like able to just really go in and out of the music and just really jam and vibe to it. So that's one of my favorites. I have another song called Snap. And Snap
we ain't talking about the group Snap either, right?
No. No, the name of the song is Snap. And it's about if you have the opportunity to snap your fingers and be transported, to another world through a portal. And as a Black woman, as a Black girl, to protect yourself. That's what that song is about. So it's very personal. It's like an acoustic version. But it's another one of my favorites. And there's a song called December Bridge to 21. And so December is a special month for me. My father was born in December and my mother passed away in December.
Oh, wow.
And on December 21st. And so going into December 2020 and 2021 last year is when this song came. And the sun and the moon, I had seen both of them this particular day. The winter solstice had just started, right? And the solstice is when you can see the sun and the moon. But that was my first time ever in my life. I had seen the sun and the moon with just driving down the highway, and it was on December 21st. And I was also thinking about my mother, and my father's birthday was coming up. And so that one is more of a storytelling poetry song. And I have a lot of favorites in this album. And yeah.
I had the chance, you sent me an advanced copy to listen to, and I thought there's a lot of great music, but for me, this was a very well-painted, soulful project. It was something that I think the public is something different that the public needs to hear. It took me back to the time of really the Gil Scott era. It was well thought, like it was well thought of. It wasn't just something that was, we just gonna make some music. It wasn't no leftover tracks.
Right, yeah.
It was a real story. And I think that people are really going to really gravitate toward this. And I see you next year, because I don't think you made the deadline. I know you didn't make the deadline for Soul Tracks. I think next year you'll be nominated for a Soul Track award.
Ooh, all right, I received that.
So my man Chris, I know you're listening. Soul on Soul, put this up for nomination. Phinesse stamps it. So it's really a fantastic project, and I wish you nothing but the best, because I think it's phenomenal. I mean, we've been waiting for you to put out a complete project, just because you don't have that regular thought process like a lot of artists. You're not worried about trying to make money, which we all want to make money off our art, but you're not trying to sell yourself out.
Right.
You know, you're really trying to represent for women, represent for Black women, trying to represent for Black love. That's the positive basis. That's one of the things I know myself and Corey, we really love about your music and your sound. And we're just so excited. You know, I didn't even let Corey hear the album. He's gonna be mad because he's just gonna hear the album as he put this show together. He's gonna be hot. But oh well, you know, I'm the executive. You know, he's the co-executive. But I didn't let him hear the album. He gonna want all the tracks, in which I can guarantee this, knowing Corey, he'll have your song all on rotation on my soul radio. So
well, thank you.
You know, we are so happy. And again, let everyone know where they can go hear your music and where they can go buy a copy if they want to physically send you money or buy your album.
I would suggest going to my website, Mahoganee.com, and also on Bandcamp. You can buy the digital download, and I'm going to have some hard copy CDs in another couple of weeks, which I'm really excited about. And next year for this album, I'm going to do vinyl. So.
I want an autographed copy of the vinyl, and I want an autographed copy of the artwork for this one. I'm just like,
I know, right?
I'm just
so
putting it out there. The album cover is dope. Album cover is really dope. All right, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we're going to close out with Mahoganee. Make sure you follow her on all social media platforms, and make sure you go to the website, which is mahoganee.com.
That's right. 2 E's.
All right. So we'll be right back. So long, so with Phinesse.
So let me tell you, just in case you don't know, we got that funky organic soul, going through muddy waters, getting the Carolina hues. Now you got that low country funk all over you. And if you think you can walk a mile in my blues, well, you don't know my melody, 'cause it ain't meant for you. Now you may call it a stormy Monday while I dust it with my broom, 'cause my mojo stays a-working and my soul stays in tune. Just in case you don't know, we got that funky organic soul. My mama told me there'd be days like this. My mama showed me how to raise my fist. She said, little girl, you know you better do us right, even if you're the only one willing to stand up and fight. So let me tell you, just in case you don't know, we've got that funky organic soul. You don't know, we got that funky organic soul. Hey, alright, come on, funky organic soul. Just in case you don't know, we've got that funky organic soul.
Staying soul connected with Mahoganee. Wonderful guest. Our first guest to actually make it back for a second time. And I'm quite sure she'll be back because she's working on part 3 coming up next year. And then when she gets nominated for her Soul Track Award next year, she got to come back on the show and say thank you, Phinesse. So, but before we leave, because you are an artist and you are creative, your album cover, let the audience know who did the album cover.
I am pleased to say that I designed it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think I did that.
It's actually lovely for you folks in radio or in podcasts who can't see.
Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, sometimes I'm the prodigal one, sometimes I'm amused, sometimes I wanna explode, sometimes I'm the fuse, sometimes I'm the prodigal one, sometimes I'm amused, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, sometimes I'm the prodigal one, sometimes I'm amused, sometimes I wanna explode, sometimes I'm the fuse, sometimes I'm the prodigal one, sometimes I'm amused. I come to you in so many shades, I sing to you in so many ways. You can take me through the blues. So why, oh why can't you love all my hues? You dip, you die, you trip, you try, you sow, you moan, you cry, you groan, you dip, you die, you sip, you sigh, you sow, you moan, you cry, you groan. Sometimes I lose, sometimes I'm the prodigal one, sometimes I'm amused, sometimes I wanna explode, sometimes I'm the fuse, sometimes I'm the prodigal, sometimes I'm the muse. I wanna take you on a carpet ride, back before the Summer of Soul Festival was ever televised. When they built me, they broke the mold. 'Cause I'm made of that Carolina gold. Ooh, shoo-doo-doo-dee, la-doo-ba-ba-doo-dee, ba-doo-doo-ba-doo-ba. I wanna take you back on a carpet ride, back before the Summer of Soul Festival was ever televised. You dip, you die, you drip, you dry, you soak, you moan, you cry, you groan, you dip, you die, you sip, you sigh, you soak, you moan, you cry, you groan. I win, sometimes I lose, sometimes I'm the prodigal one, sometimes I'm the muse, sometimes I wanna explode, sometimes I'm the fuse, sometimes I'm the prodigal one, sometimes I'm the muse. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, sometimes I'm the prodigal one, sometimes I'm the muse, sometimes I wanna explode, sometimes I'm the fuse, sometimes I'm the prodigal one, sometimes I'm the muse. Indigo, bluesology. Indigo, like the blues, is tied to the fabric of South Carolina.
Solo Phinesse. This has been another Soul Media production.